Study IQ IAS. Smart aspirants' number one choice.
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Anamta Risvi, UPSC English Literature Optional Educator. Today we are going ahead with a very important poem that is there in your course, and that is W.B. Yeats. Now there are a couple of poems that are there in the UPSC syllabus, and they're very important for you all to understand, learn, and most importantly, assess them, what they are, what kind of questions are asked. I'll be discussing that also, how you're supposed to attempt the questions, and I will let you know all. And that is all discussed in the class. So guys, let's go ahead with this. The history, myth and apocalypse. W.B. Yeats, history and myth. Before we attempt to learn what W.B. Yeats is trying to say in his poetry, we need to understand his philosophy. Now, talking about his very important idea, the spiral of time. Now, what does he mean by the spiral of time? The word Jaya. ऑल राइट, कोट एंड कोट, जाया एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट का टर्म था ये समझने के लिए, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कि वो क्या था. सो यर्स थ्योरी ऑफ हिस्ट्री क्या थी, क्या जायर था. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दिस. नाउ इमेजिन हिस्ट्री नॉट एज अ स्ट्रेट लाइन दैट इज मूविंग फॉरवर्ड. हम लोग हिस्ट्री कैसे पढ़ते हैं? 12th century, 13, 14, 15. No. He's saying don't read history like that, not like a linear format, but history, but as a massive spinning cosmic spiral. वो कहता है ऐसे spiral की तरह पढ़ो. Read history like a spiral known as a Jaya. So this Jaya that he talks about is the spiral. अब ये Jaya कब आता है? So he says that Yeats believed that human history moves in 2000 year cycle. He said that every 2000 year history changes. And in a very, very difficult way. The change is not easy. The change is very difficult. Now, remember that this time when W.B. Yeats was writing, this era was of the First World War and the Second World War. A very difficult time for human race. जैसे T.S. Eliot ने लिखा है मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड के बारे में, that was T.S. Eliot's understanding. And this is W.B. Yeats' understanding. That this world is very difficult and moves every 2000 years. And over here he says, and when one cycle expands to its absolute limit, और जब एक साइकिल खत्म हो जाती है, एकदम लिमिट पे आ जाती है, then it violently collapses, सब कुछ खत्म हो जाता है to make way for the next. So he's talking about that किस तरह से जो हिस्ट्री है, ह्यूमन हिस्ट्री है, वो completely lose हो जाती. That was his belief. That was his understanding and making meaning of this difficult world, because the beginning of the 20th century, the first half of the 20th century, in fact, was not easy at all. People were trying to make a way. So W.B. Yeats was a Nobel Prize winner, and for him to say such a thing was of extreme importance. So in poems like The Second Coming, he uses this mystical framework. Second Coming जो आपके कोर्स में है, इसमें इसने इस कॉन्सेप्ट का यूज किया है. This is a very important concept for you to understand the Second Coming, where he uses this mystical framework to explain the chaotic, crumbling state of the post-World War I, showing that an old era of civilization is officially ending. World War I was devastating. From 1914 to 1919, so many people died, so many young lives lost, 6 years of complete cruelty, of bloodshed. Imagine kitne entire Europe was in a deep state of shock for years and years. So over here, that is what W.B. is talking about. The center cannot hold the present apocalypse. अब ये बहुत famous line है इनकी. Yeats opened his most famous prophetic poem with the terrifying image of a falcon spinning so wide and high that it can no longer hear the voice of the falconer. So he's talking about एक falcon है, एक bird है, वो इतनी ज़्यादा ऊपर है कि जो falconer है उसको बुला रहा है, लेकिन वो सुन नहीं रही है. So he's giving that image that something is wrong. Something is just not right and the world is collapsing. This striking metaphor captures a world that is spinning completely. Okay, so you can imagine एक चिड़िया उड़ रही है, a falconer is flying. So can you see? It's kind of like a gyre, right? A gyre spinning. So we're spinning completely out of control, where traditional values, authority and social order have collapsed into absolute anarchy. So over here, this entire world has collapsed because of absolute anarchy, chaos, confusion. it's havoc, it's a hell out here, it's a pandemonium. That is what he's trying to say. He delivers a devastating critique of modern political reality by declaring that the best people lack all conviction. कहता है जो जिनको morally, जिनको spiritually हर तरीके से best होना चाहिए था, पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स के बारे में बात कर रहा है. द बेस्ट लैक ऑल कन्विक्शन. उनके अंदर कोई कन्विक्शन नहीं है, उनके अंदर कोई भी देयर इज नो स्ट्रेंथ इन देम, देयर इज नो पोटेंशियल इन देम, वाइल द वर्स्ट आर फिल्ड विद पैशनेट इंटेंसिटी, डिस्ट्रक्टिव इंटेंसिटी. लेकिन जो वर्स्ट है उनके पास पैशन है कि सब कुछ खत्म कर देना है, सब कुछ डिस्ट्रॉय कर देना है. सो ही इज ट्राइंग टू से दैट द पीपल हु शुड हैव हैड द पावर टू सेव द वर्ल्ड, दे डू नॉट हैव एनी पैशन टू सेव द वर्ल्ड, बट द पीपल हु वांट टू डिस्ट्रॉय द world, they have the passionate intensity to destroy this world. The rough beast, a terrifying new revelation. Now he talks about a rough beast. So what is he talking about? Something that's going to consume the entire world. So over here, while traditional religious belief look forward to a peaceful, holy return of Christ. So that is what the Christians believe. Bible में है that क्राइस्ट आएंगे, वापस आएंगे, रिजरेक्ट करेंगे, जितना भी इनजस्टिस है, जितना भी गलत हो रहा है दुनिया में, ही इज गोइंग टू हेल्प अस सेव द ह्यूमैनिटी वंस अगेन. दैट इज अ वेरी पॉपुलर बिलीफ, इट्स अ बिब्लिकल कॉन्सेप्ट दैट्स बिलीव बाय द क्रिश्चियंस. तो वो कह रहा है कि दुनिया क्राइस्ट को वेट करिए, बट he's saying Christ will not come. What is he saying? Yates turns this concept completely on its head with a dark apocalyptic twist. Like ek wahan pe he is talking about something that's very dark, very negative. So he receives a vision from the spiritist Mundi, the collective cosmic memory. कहता है मुझे एक image आई है that it is not Christ who is going to come, but a terrifying rough beast with a lion's body and the head of a man slowly waking up in the desert sands. He's like, know that there's no beast who's going to come, there's no Christ who's going to come, but a beast is going to come who's going to have a lion's body, he's going to have a head of a man slowly waking up in the desert sands. So you can imagine kitna ek apocalyptic, kitna ek dark, grim, hopeless world Yeats bana raha tha. Why? Because wo माहौल ऐसा था. Why the First World War had completely taken so many lives, so many young lives, so many unnecessary innocent people had killed, that it literally seemed like a end of the world. And this is the reason जो Third World War लोग कितना क्यों डरते हैं, because it is going to completely destroy so many lives. So this monstrous entity represents the birth of a cold, ruthless and mechanical new historical cycle that is slouching towards Bethlehem to be born. So it's like जैसे क्योंकि Jesus Christ का birth land Bethlehem है, तो कहता है ये जो लायन की बॉडी और हेड ऑफ अ मैन है, ही इज गोइंग टुवर्ड्स बेथलेहेम टू बी बोर्न अगेन, एंड क्राइस्ट द वन who was supposed to be a savior is not going to come, but somebody who's going to consume us, engulf us. This creature is going to come, so completely shattering Christian civilization. Now, the power of Irish myth cultivating a cultural identity. We know that he was an Irish, and this is the reason he has used many Irish myths in his lecture, in his poems. So to combat the spiritual emptiness of modern materialism, Yeats looks backwards, deeply immersing his poetry in ancient Irish folklore. So he received tales of legendary warriors like Cuchulainn and ancient fairy worlds to create a grand romantic mythology that could unite and inspire the Irish people. So at that time, Ireland was also fighting for its independence. And he has used many Celtic legends, many Celtic myths, that is Irish myths, in order to arouse that nationalism, that patriotism among the hearts of the Irish people. That, you have a rich culture. Do not be suppressed by the British culture. You have. So he's trying to use those myths. For Yeats, myths was never just a collection of old dusty children's stories. Yeats के लिए myths बस एक छोटी सी चीज नहीं था कि वो बस past का हिस्सा है, tradition का हिस्सा है, but he said that those myths are very much a part of our own identity. It is a part of our present. It was a living, breathing, artistic weapon used to build a proud cultural identity and resist British culture dominance. Like, this is an identity which we need to nurture, we need to create, we need to substantiate in order to combat the British culture dominance, the British culture rule, the colonization that they had over Ireland. So he was trying to always create those Celtic myths. Now sailing to Byzantium, escaping the decay of time. So as Yeats witnessed both his own body aging and the physical world tearing itself apart through war, he sought an escape into an ideal immortal realm of pure intellect and art. For him, Byzantium was that place. एक उसने एक अपनी तरफ से सोचा था that Byzantium is going to be my place, wherein वो सिर्फ दुनिया होगी इंटेलेक्ट और आर्ट की, और मैं वहाँ रहूँगा जब ये पूरी दुनिया कोलैप्स हो रही है, ख़त्म हो रही है, and this is how the world is getting consumed. I want to go to a world, I want to sail a world where there's only intellect, there's only art. He uses the ancient holy city of Byzantium as a powerful symbol of place where history, art and spirituality fused together into absolute perfection. So of course his soul was so devoid of all these things in such a kind of a world wherein there was such a dehumanizing things happening. So he wanted to go and just be there in that world. By leaving the natural world of youth and death behind, the poet desires to be transformed into a golden bird sitting upon a bow to sing of what is past, passing, or to come. He's like, I want to be this golden bird sitting peacefully on a tree and not be a human again. I want to be this golden bird. I want to talk about the past. I want to talk about the present that's passing and what is supposed to come. So he imagines himself to be that in a city in Byzantium and the tragic generation, art as the ultimate monument. So what does he say? Yeats' ultimate conclusion is that while individual human lives, empires, entire historical cycles are destined to violently crumble, art remains completely immortal. So he's saying that, everything crushes down, but what always stays is art. And that is what we cannot just let it go. That should be our basis of humanity. So he views the poet as a tragic prophet who stands on the edge of history. He witnesses the inevitable apocalypse, but finding a strange, defiant joy in writing about this chaos. Through his masterfully crafted poems, Yeats turns the terrifying collapses of history into permanent monuments of beauty, proving that when civilization falls, जब civilization गिरता है, it is the myth makers who preserve the human soul. तो जब civilization गिर रहा होता है, तो people who preserve these myths, the people who give importance to arts, to culture, to tradition, they are the ones who save this world. And this is the reason that history, art, myth, tradition, it's not useless. It's the most important thing for humans. So guys, this was a very small idea that I want to talk about W.B. Yeats. बहुत सारी poems आपके course में, चाहे कोई भी है, Sailing to Byzantium or Second Coming, or you have so many Lapis Lazuli among school children. Whatever there is in your UPSC English Literature course, it will be discussed very much in detail. Every single line is discussed, उसका analysis होता है, उस पर बातें होती हैं, उस पर सारे notes दिए जाते हैं. जो previous year questions हैं या जो expected questions हैं, that is discussed in the class. Whatever your doubts are there, that's discussed in the class. How you're supposed to read a poem, that's discussed in the class. So guys, with this, I'm coming to an end. The batch that is starting is on 13th July. Remember, we're starting with a brand new batch. You can use my code ARLIVE. बहुत slash rates हैं हमारे prices हैं. If you're really interested and if you really want to crack this journey and becoming a civil servant by taking UPSC English Literature option subject, then the description box is there. There's contact number, there's website. If you want to go ahead, talk to anybody, our executive. If you want to reach out to me, you can call us on this number and you can ask any whatever question that you want. We will every day at 1 p.m. I take my classes. So if you're interested, go ahead, join the course, and I hope to see you all in the classes.
Study IQ IAS, making India smarter and better.